we're going to talk about the SB44-8 and the SB44-5. You'll notice they come in the same form factor with the same mounting brackets. The SB44-8, however, has 8 buttons. It's designed to be a replacement to a Switchbox to enable beacons, light bars, mini bars, etc. around your vehicle. It has the ability to do traffic director, but it is not enabled by default. The SB44-5, however, is designed to control traffic directors right out of the box, so it is programmed that way. It also has one extra lighting output here, which is not linked directly to your traffic director. You could use that for the dim feature on the traffic director or for an external light. Going back to the SB44-8, the first button is the power button. So if I have some other lights on and I press the first button, it will immediately turn off any other lights that are on, and it will turn off the system, turning off the backlighting and reducing the current. If I turn it back on again, I can now press which lights I want to turn on. In my demo here, I have that one turning on a beacon, followed by a mini bar, followed by that mini bar. I then have this amber of this dual color bar turning on, and the blue in addition to it with this button turning on. I wired it up this way as an example. You could, of course, have 2 independent lights, one for each button. If I press my next button here, I'm going to turn on my final beacon. I'm going to turn off all my lights and then turn on just my blue here. If I press this button, I have it wired up as a dim, I have wired up to the dim wire, so that makes this bar go dim. This output here is a low current output, so you can control something like a dim wire. You can control the trigger wire from a traffic director or from a light bar. Moving along to the SB44-5, the same power button turns off this. If you have functions active, it'll turn off those functions. You'll notice that there is no audible feedback with the SB44-5, whereas the SB44-8 does have the audible feedback as well as the visual feedback. So I'm going to turn this back on again. If I press my left here, you'll notice that the indicator lights are going in a right to left pattern. If I press my right, they go from a left to right pattern. If I press my left and my right at the same time, you'll notice a center out pattern, which is replicated on the light. If I was to press my warn button, I'm going to go into the warn pattern, however that is programmed for this traffic director stick, and it will indicate here that you're in a warn pattern. Press any of those a second time and it turns off whatever feature you have on there. So for example, if I have my center out here on and then I press my right, it'll turn off my traffic director. Notice that when I'm in my warn pattern here, I have it wired up to this beacon light. So this is a high current output, so you can control more than just a trigger wire. You could put other additional lights onto that output. My aux input up here is actually a high current output as well. I have it wired up to the cruise feature of this traffic director stick. However, you could also wire that into any other light you want to work in addition to your traffic director stick.